So I just want to start off quickly with my favourite quote of all time. It's from Carl Sagan's Demon Haunted World. I read this about 10 years ago, and when I read it, it resonated with me quite strongly. And I hope it resonates with you as well, because this is sort of captures a part of my personality. And I want to start with this because I think it'll give you an insight into the work I've been doing for the past year or so. It says, John Stuart Mill argues that silencing an opinion is a peculiar evil. If the opinion is right, we are robbed of the opportunity of exchanging error for truth. And if it is wrong, we are deprived of a deeper understanding of the truth in its collision with error. If we know only our own side of the argument, we hardly even know that. It becomes stale, soon learned by rote, untested, a pallid and lifeless truth. For me, I think this encapsulates part of the skeptic movement, an important part of it, is that we're not here to silence opinions. We're here to engage with them and educate people, to reach across and talk to each other. With that in mind, I want to tell a story, something that happened about 1.5 years ago. A friend of mine posted a link to this, an article like this on Facebook. This is an updated version of it. But yeah, the original title said, "Study shows vaccinated children suffer from 2 to 5 times more disease than unvaccinated children." That title got my attention, so I clicked into the article, and then I clicked through the study that it was based on. And being trained somewhat in science, I could immediately see the flaws in it. There was a poll of a biased audience on the vaccine injury website. So I could see the problems with it, and I could break down the problems. But what I wanted to do was to reach out to this friend who not only read this article and thought it was a good article, but thought it was so good that she needed to share it with all of her friends. Everyone she knew needed to know that vaccines cause harm. So I didn't want to just write back and say this article is bad or this article is wrong. I didn't want to just do it simply. She needed to understand the flaws of the study. I couldn't even just link to, say, information about the good that vaccines do, because a new study had just shown that they cause harm. Maybe all this old science is out of date now. So I had to really show her how this particular study was flawed. And that presented me with an immediate problem. How do you find rebuttals to specific articles? In this case, the page itself wouldn't take you to any rebuttals of itself. The comments don't help because the people that leave comments and the way the comments are shown are left by the people that read this website. So most comments agree with the information on the page. So that leaves me with the one answer we all have, which is Google. The problem with Google is I needed to Google what I was after. I needed to Google rebuttal of this article. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know what website it's on. I don't know what they've written. All I know is that it's a rebuttal of this article. So I did what I could do, and I Googled this article. I Googled rebuttal of, reply to, in opposition to. And the first page of nearly every single one of the articles is a copy of the same article. Someone did a press release, and every blog out there that thinks vaccines are bad copied it and posted it to their blog. The second page, every single one of them is a copy of it. The third page. So this is a serious problem we have on the internet, this chamber of echoes effect. So even if you write a rebuttal to it, and you have the title of the article, it's very hard to get through the noise of all of the thousands of copies of the article that you're rebutting. So this identified a serious problem that I needed to solve. I knew what I wanted. I wanted to just click on a button that would take me through to a rebuttal. It seemed really simple. I spent about an hour trying to find a rebuttal at this point in time. I gave up, and then I spent a year trying to find someone who had solved this problem. Someone surely had written software that found rebuttals, or that linked this through. After all that time, I gave up, and I went and wrote a blog post about the idea, found a partner who could program for me. I had to do the programming, and we got together and we started building it, and this ended up becoming Rebuttal. This is it in effect. Now when you visit this page with our plugin installed, you get this pop-up in the top corner. It simply says, this page has 2 rebuttals. It sits there for 5 seconds and disappears. We don't change the content of the page. We don't stop you from reading the page. We don't even say that this page is wrong. We cast no judgment We don't even say the rebuttals are right. All we say is that you're reading this page, someone somewhere else is arguing against it. And this is the first element of skepticism that our plugin introduces. But all of those people out there, and you know there's a lot of them, who don't even read the article, they just read the heading, and they're going, oh, that's made of this. Study says, okay then. Study says science is true. Now that we've got this pop-up, it's like, oh, hang on, maybe I should be skeptical of the information. They don't have to actually even read the content to have that thought implanted in their mind to be skeptical. You click on the plugin, and this pops down of all the rebuttals we've linked to this page. In this case, in this example, I've got 2. They're voted on by our users, so that ideally we get the best rebuttal at the top. This is where I'm going to spend a little bit of time right here, because this is what this conference is about, right? Active Skepticism. This is what every single person in this room can do. The second they get home or on the internet, you can install Rebuttal and have this sitting there on your computer so that as you browse the internet, every time you see a rebuttal, you can click on that button there. This page is a rebuttal. In this particular instance, this page is a source. That's all it takes to submit to a rebuttal. When you see a rebuttal, you click, this is a rebuttal. Click back to the page it's rebutting, this is a source. Submit it. Now what happens is, as we grow and we start reaching out to the rest of the population, every person that has Rebuttal installed that hits this page gets that skeptical reminder, it gets the ability to read more information about this subject, directly rebutting what they're reading, getting an opposing perspective. So what I'd love every single person in this room to leave from this little talk that I've got thinking is, while you're reading it, here's what I'm reading a rebuttal. So I know most of you here will read skeptic blogs, and a good portion of skeptic content is some idiot the other day wrote this article. He's such an idiot because he said. When you see phrases like that, that is a rebuttal. As soon as you recognize it, then I can submit that to Rebuttal, because that's the only way that we can add this content. Because as I outlined, when I first landed on natural news, I spent an hour trying to find a rebuttal for that. I only found it later when I learned of things like respectful insolence. I knew that he writes this content, I can go looking on his website for it. And if you guys know the people that write rebuttals, start submitting it, and we can start reaching the people that read websites like this. This is another quote by Carl Sagan. The cure for a fallacious argument is a better argument, not the suppression of ideas. Encapsulating the idea that we are really working on with Rebuttal. So, I don't have a time. I'm getting close to my time. This is just a very quick example of how Rebuttal works in action. Wall Street Journal published an article, no need to think about global warming. We have 10 rebuttals to that page. One rebuttal was written by Phil Plait on bad astronomy. While temperatures rise, denials reach lower. And he went into the details of the trend in global warming. To which someone else rebutted Phil Plait. William M. Briggs, a statistician, said the bad astronomer does bad statistics, that Wall Street Journal editorial. And he went into why he thinks Phil Plait's analysis, his rebuttal, was wrong. To which then our own Skeptical Science rebutted William M. Briggs. So what we've got here, we've got 4 different authors on 4 different websites engaging in a discussion. Each one of them only reaches their audience. People at Skeptical Science will read this and go, oh wow, and they'll be able to follow the story backwards. But the people that read the Wall Street Journal will have no idea that any of these other articles even exist. To this day, you can go and look at that article, and if you had no idea about these other ones, you would think, look at this, 16 scientists say that there's no need to panic about global warming. End of discussion. And that's one of the failings of the internet, which we're trying to deal with. So, just to summarize, the main benefits we're trying to bring out with Rebuttal: easy to access opposing perspectives, that was the original goal. A constant reminder to be skeptical whenever that little alert pops up. Burst filter bubbles, stop people from getting stuck. If you go to natural news and you follow the links from that, you're only going to get a dissenting opinion. You can read 100 websites by clicking through links, and every single one of them will agree with each other. Rebuttal gives you an immediate step outside of any bubble that you're stuck in. And to organise the internet into a global discussion like that last slide with 4 different websites. And that's pretty much the end of the presentation. However, have a 50-second video. Sure, we have time for that. We've been developing a promotional video, which is not quite finished yet. So this is the first time anyone has seen it outside of Craig and myself. Before I go into that, this is the website, rebuttal.com. It's free to install, it's there, it works. If you operate Chrome, you can install it straight away. If you don't operate Chrome, still register, because as soon as we're ready to go Firefox and Internet Explorer, you'll find out. And also, please, if you can all, when you go home and you install it, share it on Facebook. The more people we can reach, the more impact we can have with rebuttals. Thanks. No, it's not correct.
Have you noticed on the internet how people can say just about anything and people will believe them? Wouldn't it be great if you could get the truth, the whole truth, from any webpage? Rebuttal is going to change the way we use the internet. How? Simply download Rebuttal. Then, let's say you read an article and you're like, hang on a minute, blueberries are evil? Really? No need to wonder, because you can see Rebuttal has an alert telling you that someone out there has made a counter-argument, a rebuttal to that point. So now you can read both sides and judge for yourself which story to believe. Or hey, if there is no rebuttal, you can add your own one, just to show those poor misguided fools out there how wrong they are. The internet now has accountability.
We're running behind now, so this is my best intention. So I'll very quickly hand over to Rebecca Watson, who's in downstairs now, who's going to take us through what's becoming a bit of a convention.